What's up, guys? Today we're going to try to wrap my console with some carbon fiber wrap. It'll look real nice. So first thing I know you got to do, you got to take this off. Then when we get this off, there'll be some screws in the back underneath here. This has to come up. You're going to remove your shift boot and gator. Then when you get it off, there's some screws behind here. Remove them. Screws behind there to get all your console controls out, and then you're pretty much done. Then we can wrap it and continue on. So the first thing to do is to pop this off, which I've already started. Just push it down and pop it out. It comes right off. Next, you want to remove this back panel, which I've already started. You're just gonna push it down and this way. Might have to pop open the box to get it all popped out. There's just 4 tabs. So the 4 tabs on the back. 2, 4. They'll be facing this way on your C30. Next thing we have to do is get the stereo out, which I think from some of the things I've seen online, you just pop out the stereo. To get the whole stereo out, you're gonna have to push. Let me see if I can get a view. You have to push it up and out from behind while someone pick out these clips. But it's best to do that after you've already gotten it out, so you can actually have full access to everything. And this is gonna take 2 hands, so I'll be right back. It took a little bit of force, but here you go. There's gonna be 2 tabs, one over here, one right here. They're gonna slide right into these 2 slots, right there and over there. And there's also this clip on the top. It took a little bit of force to get out, but you need to take out these 2 tabs. They're pretty easy to get out. You just, on this white one, you're just gonna push down on the tab right here and then pop it out. This one, the tab is on this side. So the bolts, there's 2 right here. There's also gonna be 2, there's gonna be one behind this, and actually if you have this facelifted model year, which I believe is everything after 2008, then you're not gonna have the same console as the other video. There's 2 other videos on the C30 how to remove this. It's a different style. There'll be 2 bolts here, and you'll just pop it out and you'll get to them. But if you have this style, you're gonna have to actually go down in here. There's gonna be a bolt underneath this flap. So I'll be right back. I gotta get a screwdriver to pop off my shroud here, this cover, and we'll just go from there. Be right back. Real quickly, I'm gonna show you. This part is actually quite difficult to get out, and I highly advise you don't use a screwdriver. As you can see, it'll scratch up your plastic. I'm using a bicycle tool to pry it because I don't have a prying tool. But there's gonna be some clips. You can get out. It's easier if I show you this way. You got one clip there, one clip right there, and then another back here, and in the top. You got 2 right there on that side. There's one right here, and there's gonna be one over here, which I'm having difficulty getting out. Once I get it, I'll grab this. This tab, which is going to be right here, is actually quite long, and for a minute there I thought maybe the previous owner broke it, because I'm actually missing this piece. I thought maybe they might have just super glued it in, but it's not. It's just extremely long. We're going to be moving some screws. Seems like everything in the interior requires the T20. If you have a T20 on your ratchet, you can use that, or you use a screwdriver. So you're going to be removing this screw over there. Remove these 2. You want to grab a flathead, pop this piece up, which I just did. Take it out. You got 2 more screws down there. You're also going to want to remove this, which I made a video how to do it. There's also a couple others. I'll link mine somewhere around the screen. You're gonna want to take this out, and then we're pretty much almost done. As you can see, there's gonna be 2 more screws. Here's, you have access to one now that you removed this shroud, but you don't really have access. You're gonna have to pop the whole thing out, which I'll show you how to do that once I get there. Be right back. Here, I've removed these bolts up here, so now the console will move. I've removed the bolts in here, so the waterfall moved, and now the console, the whole actual console itself will come up, but you still have to take out there's 2 back here, which I've already taken out. There's one right here, one over here. You're gonna wanna, there's 4 tabs, there's one right here, one on the back, both sides, front and back. And you just wanna, can't really do this with one hand, but you kinda wanna press it in and then pull it up. You wanna do that for all the sides. So press it in and then pull it up. Unfortunately, now that there we go. Comes right up. And then you wanna press down pretty hard and then turn this way, counterclockwise, or, yeah. You're gonna go this way, as you can see. And if you guys are wondering, this is a leather shift boot I put on a few days ago. To actually get it on, you're gonna have to take off this clip on the back of your shift boot, and then you'll slide it on, and then you're pretty much good to go if you want to change your gator. I actually ordered it on eBay. I'll send you guys a link, or I'll put a link down in the description if you're interested. Your center console, which, like I said, I'll link a video somewhere. Get there, then you can finally get to these 2 screws that are holding your waterfall in. Let's see if that'll focus. One right there, and then the one that you can see on this side. The write-up on Pelican says to push this back so you have access to them, or to, I guess, to maneuver the actual center console around now that you have some play. Still trying to figure it out. I'll be right back once I get it aside. So when you're at the stage where you're trying to get to those 2 bolts down here, you're gonna wanna, there's 2 tabs, both sides. You wanna pull them off. They're right behind the carpeting. Pull that off. And these all have tabs as well. And you're gonna wanna pull those off so you can actually get this out. But before you do all that, there's a locking clip, which somebody actually broke mine before I even got to it. So once you get all of that out, pull it as far forward as you can, and while pulling this up, this little locking clip, try to get you on the other side. This locking clip, which then allows you to move the console far enough back to actually reach those 2 screws with a tool. For me, I'm going to use my extension. Could also probably reach with a screwdriver. Alright, so this should be the last step to actually getting this off. And then the rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. You're just going to flip it over. There's a clip on the back. You're going to remove this clip. It's right up here. And then there's about 8 to 10 screws. So you can get the silver piece off, so you can actually plastic dip or wrap it. I'll come back when everything's all done and just show you the finished product. Be right back. This clip has 1 tab on the bottom. You just press it and pull it. And now looking at the waterfall on the back side, you see you're gonna have 2 screws there. You're gonna have 2 in here. Then the whole thing comes off. Oh wait, sorry. You also have 4 down here. Then the whole thing comes off. And then there'll be some more screws holding this actual waterfall section in place. If anybody in the comments could suggest a good radio replacement other than the Blue Power one, because I really don't want to pay $800 plus shipping to get a nice radio. I would like an Android radio. I don't know if there's any other options. I've searched everywhere to find one. Anyway, I'll come back when everything's all said and done. Alright guys, it's the finished product. It's my first time wrapping anything. As you see, I have a lot of messed up spots. This part had a rip, a lot of bubbles. That's okay. I learned wrapping takes a big learning curve. And some quick tips for you. On the back side of your Waterfall, it's going to be a T15. That's what I used. I think you probably could also use a T10. Another thing, I'm taking this off. Be careful, because I actually broke the tabs. I think one tab was already broken, and I found the other tab. When I was putting everything back together, everything goes back together in the exact same way, just in reverse. And hopefully, if I have a hard stop, this doesn't just come falling off. Just gotta get a new one. Or if someone can suggest a new stereo, it'd be awesome. Another thing, if you're just needing to get your Waterfall out, you don't actually have to take off this center piece. It does make it a lot easier, but you don't have to. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.